Hello everyone, my name is Azzo, and I'm bringing you a little COD 4 today because I feel like talking about something that is somewhat COD related for once. I wouldn't worry too much about the gameplay. It's COD 4 on PC, the server had like 50 people in it, and I go like 14 and 17 or something like that. But here's what I want to talk about. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 3 lately, and I really think that Battlefield 3 needs to shape the hell up, or Modern Warfare 3 is going to show up and leave its asshole in ruins on November 8th. Now let me explain why. One of the first games I played was in TDM for Battlefield 3, and it doesn't take long to realize that the spawns are just broken. There are many times that I have selected random spawn, and I'll spawn behind a guy, or I'll spawn in front of a guy who just spawned, and he'll shoot me, or I'll shoot the other guy, depending on the case. That shouldn't happen. Now, I don't know what kind of spawn system it's using, but I guess it's maybe using, like, squad deathmatch? Squad size maps? I don't know, but it is friggin' annoying to constantly be shot in the ass by a guy who just spawned. No one likes that. And this is especially not helped by the fact that there is no more spawn protection. I can kind of understand why they did spawn protection, because in Bad Company 2, one of the common tactics was zombie squads, where basically an entire squad would be medics and would just keep reviving each other no matter how many times you gunned them down. And the spawn protection, even though it was very, very short, would protect them long enough that they could turn around and gun you down. And this zombie squad could just traipse across the map, and you would really have to kill them all at once. Or just kill them in a very rapid manner. Another problem is... Oh, let's take a look here. The squads seem to break frequently. I was playing some games yesterday, trying to get into a game with some of my friends, and for some stupid reason, the game kept splitting up our squad. It would put myself and one other on one team. Excuse me. Excuse me again. And it would put somebody else on the other team. Okay, I think I'm done. It would put one person on one team and then put the rest of the squad on another team, or just divide up the squad weird. And we would be screwed because we couldn't switch teams. It's something about the auto-balancing. Now, I can understand wanting to keep balance on the teams. But here's the thing. Even Call of Duty understands this. Call of Duty, Gears of War, Halo. Anything where you can drop in, drop out. And not even Halo. Halo doesn't do that. But anything where you can drop in and drop out, it will look for games where there is one team that has X amount of slots open. And however many slots is open, it will look for games that are similar to the number... Think of your words. It will look for games that have the required number of spaces on one team. And it will put you all on one team. I have never seen Call of Duty split up a squad. Ever. That's the one thing it's got here. I mean, it doesn't have vehicles, but... Expertly done segue, and by expertly I mean not expertly. I really don't like the fact that you can spawn in certain vehicles. Because the jet is highly coveted, and you can spawn in that thing. And you know why it's highly coveted? It's new. It's hard to use, too. And I'm sitting here trying to get fucking IR flares on the thing. And somebody else gets in the thing first because either I didn't get there in time or they spawned in it. Now, I can see how this would work because, you know, you want to get to a vehicle immediately. But this doesn't happen with the tanks that I've seen. You can't spawn in an M1 Abrams or a T-90. It just doesn't happen. And I don't know why. It's usually the helicopter or some amphibious vehicle or some, I don't know, a thing. I don't even know. It's one of the other vehicles. The jet. And that's really aggravating when you're looking specifically for a jet and you know you're actually a pretty good pilot. I mean, this happens in Bad Company 2 as well, where you would sit around waiting for a chopper, but so many other people would be, and odds are good that they're a terrible pilot. And then there's also this surge of server lag. I'm not sure why. I haven't had this problem with Bad Company 2 at all. I mean, granted, I was playing it towards the end of its lifespan, and I don't have numbers for how many people were online at the time, but still, there was, like, no lag at all. But then we come to Battlefield 3, there's a ton of lag. I don't understand this. Is it because the servers are off in Europe? I don't know. I don't know why EA didn't have American servers ready to go as well, because the game released in America. Oh, what was that other thing I was going to talk about? Unbalanced maps. I really feel like the first phase of Karg Island is incredibly unfair. Because if your team is defending, all you really have to be is a bunch of engineers with stingers and SMAWs and RPGs or whatever that team has. You can just sit around the beach, nail any vehicles that come by. The guys with the stingers can shoot down the jets, and 90% of the vehicles that try to land on the beach are going to get destroyed. It's really aggravating. Maybe that's just me because I haven't had a good team. But I, so far, have not had a very good game on that map at any point. Also, Operation Metro is unbalanced as well, and I'll tell you why. The last phase of that map, on defense or offense, is unbalanced and biased towards the attackers. If you're in defense, the attackers can get into the buildings around the objectives and shoot straight into your spawn. This was a problem in the beta as well, I remember. But fortunately, you don't get Operation Metro as much, so it shouldn't be it's not as big a problem. But there is something else. In Conquest, you're predominantly in the metro area, the subway tunnels. And that's unbalanced because if you control B, you more or less control the map right there. There's only 2 ways to get up to B, and conquering points doesn't mean a damn thing in Conquest. It really doesn't. Because you could have all 3 points, but if you're down by like 100 reinforcement tickets, you're probably going to lose unless your team pulls off some massive clutches in the next like 5 minutes. And it's incredibly easy to just spawn camp from point B, which is sitting up in a lobby area, and you've got these escalators going up, and those are the only 2 ways up into that area. Also, Team Deathmatch on that map takes place in the last segment, the final phase area, and whoever controls the frickin' buildings, they control the map, still. And it's really hard for people to root them out. And that's why I believe that Battlefield needs to fix these things, or Modern Warfare 3 is going to roll in and shoot the shit out of it. It's just going to go look at it and say, you ain't competition, baby. And as we come to the end of this, I feel like I still have more to say, so I'm going to keep talking. I really don't feel like Battlefield can compete with Modern Warfare 3, even though that's what it was marketed to do right now. It needs work, and it needs work soon, or Modern Warfare is going to just roll over it. We already know it's going to happen in sales. But if it's going to compete gameplay-wise, these things need to be fixed. Also, just remembered, the Humvee. Why is that tougher than a tank?